Neeraj Agarwal, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Define disruption and what does it mean to you?
Disruption means a discontinuous change for me. So something which has been on a predictable path is a predictable change, right? But something where you just move to a non-linear change process where it is no longer predictable, where many forces come together to create something which is hitherto not been done before. That's disruption.
What kind of a role does design play?
I think as disruption becomes more and more commonplace and gets more and more absorbed by consumers, design is very integral because you have to appeal to the design sensibility of the user. Otherwise, disruption, that's what Apple got right. I think when they disrupted the smartphone market, I think the design was critical.
Okay. So what is the next big challenge for an economy like India as far as going digital is concerned?
So, firstly, I think it is imperative for us to go digital because we have so many challenges, and technology, I'm a firm believer, is the only way for us to create disruptive change, as the word you used, right? Having said that, we still have a large, look, we've got about 300 million of consumers which are now on internet, right? Quality of access is still a problem for them. The bigger challenge is what to do beyond that, right? How do you get the next 600 million and more online? Both devices, which are expensive for them, smart devices, as well as infrastructure, which is access, is a challenge. But I think those two are commonly talked about. But what is not talked about is having use cases as well as app usability, which is in line with their needs and their sensibility. So, is it a wallet? Is it a financial services application? Is it knowledge? Is it information? What is the killer use case? Is it entertainment? Likely the entertainment is something everybody needs. It's a universal human need. So that could be the killer use case. But usability also is, as we were just discussing, many people are not literate. So the delivery has to be different. It has to be visual. It has to be felt. Those are very important things.
Two specific ways in which, India can sort of handle this challenge of getting the next billion, getting the next few million online users.
I think the multiplier effect of getting these users online is huge. So somebody has to foot the initial bill, right? But, it is a case of, the initial the payback may take a little while, but as long as somebody is willing to fund the payback. It could be done by the private sector, but I think some viability gap funding by the government in tandem could be a huge multiplier, I feel.
From the IT sector's point of view, what are the kind of leadership challenges this kind of an opportunity throws up?
It's a very interesting problem. I think IT is moving to what I call a two-speed world. So there's a part which is all about the classical IT, which is where the imperative is all about efficiency. You need to do the same stuff better, cheaper, execution excellence. So there's a part which is all about innovation and disruption. So you have to, any organization's DNA, as management consultants we learn, to exist in a two-speed world is very challenged. You can be good at one thing, but to coexist in two things and be good at both of those things is hard. So I think the leadership of the IT companies, the challenge is that they have to, if they have to win in the new world, they have to coexist in two realities. And that is tough. Your sales force to sell a large IT deal versus to sell an innovative small IT deal, very different DNA. Delivery teams, very different DNA. So that's a challenge.
What is the one thing that should give IT leaders sleepless nights?
Okay, sleepless nights, I think our IT companies or the current IT companies have reached a certain size and scale where they're no longer the challengers. I think they have become themselves the incumbents. So there's new kids on the block which are coming out there which feel they can eat them for lunch, and that should give them sleepless nights. So they need to be staying at the cutting edge. Otherwise, somebody else is going to eat their breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Two ways in which disruption will change life in 2016.
In 16, for India, I think better citizen services as well as more targeted subsidy in India. So less wasteful expenditure, I think is something we will see.
Okay, Mr. Agarwal, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure, absolutely.